smart homes, smart devices, smart TV, smartphones, smart light bulbs. What's next, right? This is a rising concern in the whole world that we have too many things on the internet. Now, it all started with just the phone, and the tablet and the laptop, and those are also part of the IoT thing, but it's just, in most occasions, not really what they talk about when you talk about IoT. But there are so many things these days that are put online. Now, I want to start saying that my master thesis is about IoT security. And what I really noticed when I read all the different kind of research articles is that there are billions of devices hooked up to the internet that, lacks so much security. So OWASP back in 2018 decided to create this top 10 list right here. And believe it or not, the very first one is called weak guessable or hard-coded passwords. Use easily brute force publicly available or unchangeable credentials, including backdoors in firmware or client software that grants unauthorized access to deployed systems. And if you remember the Mirai botnet, which is basically the IoT infector, so you can go like Mirai botnet, and then you can basically read about it that it was a malware that turns out to control devices on the internet, and then infected them as zombies. And if you read about it, it can be used for different kind of things. And that's the whole issue with, IoT devices. Would you really check that your IoT device is infected? How would you do that? It's not really a part of your normal scan. Let's say you have a lot of antivirus installed, and you run that. Will your smart whatever watch or TV or refrigerator be a part of that scan? And I really don't think so. So there's so many things you need to care about, and OWASP created this page here called the OWASP Top 10 IoT Project. And there are different kind of things here you can go ahead and look at. There are, for example, the main page with the top 10 list, and I'm just gonna talk about a few of them because I really feel that bringing this topic up will help. I would like to save the world, but just face the reality that many people does not watch my YouTube channel. So, but I really want to help the world with this issue. It says lack of secure update mechanism, and this is a thing. Lack of ability of securely update the device. It includes lack of firm validation on device, lack of secure delivery, unencrypted in transmit, lack of anti-rollback mechanism, and lack of notification security change due to updates. Yeah, the manufacturers, they just want to push out stuff, stuff on the internet. Now I want to show you something here. This is a small thing, right? You see, this is a Mario figure from Lego. Now, this device, it could be on the internet. It doesn't really require anything. It's just a small Lego thing. My son played with this. And in this particular case, it's kind of harmful. Not harmful, it's harmless, sorry. And it's for scanning QR codes on Lego bricks. Or it's called codes in some way. I don't know what they're called in English. Anyways, and then it can make some sounds and stuff like that, and it's pretty cute. But what if it was put on the internet, this device? Would Lego have used encrypted channels? I don't think that most of the manufacturers out there that create IoT devices think about these kind of things. They think about money, think about how fast can we push out this device to the consumer. If you look up in the big malls, depending on where you're from in the world, maybe you go to like S-Mart, or you go to Mall Wart, was called Walmart. There we go, Walmart. You go to Bilka, you go to IKEA, go to any place. Basically anything I mentioned got some sort of smart thing you can buy. Soon you can put your teddy bear on the internet, and when you put that on the internet, there's a chance that it can broadcast stuff. But let's assume, what can be the harm of a teddy bear on the internet? Let me just summarize it for you. If there's a chance that can be put a small piece of code in that teddy bear, that small chip, maybe it can, let's say the maximum bandwidth on that is 500 kilobytes per second. It's not a lot to the comparable, broadbands, fast connection we have these days, 5Gs and whatever Gs we have, right? But 500 kilobytes, how many of these teddy bears has been sold? So if you can infect, let's say, 1,000 of them, then you have 1,000 times 500 kilobytes of data you can send. And that could be used for stuff. If you could just put a small program on it and replace some firmware, just because it actually contains an extra half megabyte. These days, a megabyte can be put on like a grain of sand or something like that. It is so small. So you don't really need a lot of space anymore. It's not like in the old days when you need like a big tape recorder for stuff. No. You can put a megabyte on basically anything, and that is more than enough to create a very effective program to do a lot of harm. So infecting small devices is really something we need to look into. It's a big thing. It's something that I do actually worry about a bit these days, because the more that I read about it, the more research articles I do read about this topic, which I'm doing a master thesis in at the moment, beside my full-time job, which is it's a lot of things to do, but I do it, and I find it quite interesting, and I'm just kind of worried that we have so many consumer products out there that are not being taken care of, and there are help right there for the computers, for the factories, to look at. Even the consumers, they're re-guessable or hard-coded passwords. Some of the IoT devices you actually get, it stands in the manual. You have to log into your internet, your Wi-Fi with the password teddy bear. I'm just not sure what to say about that. It's incredibly stupid. So if you want to learn more about this IoT, there's a top 10 graphical art here. They got the mapping project. Not really sure what that is. It's 2014, 2018. Okay, so this goat here, it's the deliberately insecure firmware. You can download and play with that. ByteSweep, the free software security analyst platform, and there are different kind of things they work on. I also have a list here of vulnerability projects. You can read about it. It's a list, but I would say that the most important thing is probably on the main page right here. So if the manufacturers actually just started, making sure and caring about what they sell, they don't create weak or even hard-coded passwords. They make sure that the chips are well equipped to do firmware updates. Make sure they're using encryption. It's the number one rule, always use encryption. But IoT, new area, you can make things smart. It's kind of innocent, when it came out. Oh, we can have something on the internet. So yeah, you probably get it. I'm kind of irritated by the fact that so many manufacturers doesn't care, and it's something we probably, the average citizen doesn't notice, but maybe they heard about attacks or DOS attacks. Maybe they don't talk about it as a DOS attack, but just a hacker attack, maybe, to make it even more common. And then that is what they understand, and I would say that is probably enough. But if they knew what's behind it all, if all people knew, just understood the pure simple reality of the insecurity they bring in their home that could bring harm on others, they will not buy it. So thank you for watching again. That was my very short 10-minute video about IoT, what I think about it, how I feel about it, and what I would really like you to think about and share as much as you can. It is really important. See you out there.